There's a fear that we have of suffering. Like we all want to avoid suffering. And that's a good thing. Suffering is bad. But the problem is that almost anything that's worth doing or having entails a level of suffering. Sometimes it's greater, sometimes it's lesser. But if we are so suffering avoidant, then we don't have what we need to actually be resilient, to get through life, to do anything that's worth doing, like any form of meaningful work. And even things that seem not meaningful, like if I want to have clean clothes, I have to do the laundry. If I want to take care of my family, it involves doing some menial tasks that I don't enjoy. And that's it's inconvenient. Inconvenience is a form of suffering to larger forms of suffering and risk. And we have to be able to give the next generation and ourselves something better than just you need to live a comfortable life. You need to be surrounded by pleasure. Because those things don't actually make us happy. And I forget the exact details of this experiment, but the metaphor still works regardless. There's some sort of form of, I think it was bacterial life or single-celled organism, and the scientists, researchers put this organism in the perfect conditions for life. It had everything that it needed to live. And what they found was they actually just all died because they stopped searching and they stopped striving and they stopped trying to get it, whatever it was that they needed. And in some ways, I think that that's a metaphor for our culture, for like the large scale anxiety and depression and lack of desire to keep going, and the despair that we see, because we do have so much materially, but in some ways we're really, really poor spiritually. Mother Teresa said that about us. She said that the spiritual poverty of the West was so much worse than the physical poverty that she saw and was dealing with in Calcutta, because the poverty of loneliness is real. That pain is real. She experienced that and tried to help that in Calcutta too, because that's a human problem. But I think in a society where we're constantly trying to avoid suffering and avoid pain, we maybe miss the point, and that we would do better probably if we looked for ways of learning to be more resilient and to kind of overcome and to recognize, like, yeah, that's painful and it's hard, but you can do it, which is kind of what parents do with their kids usually. Oh yeah, I know it's hard to learn how to ride a bike. I know you have to fall down a lot, but you can get up and keep going and eventually learn how to do that. But it will involve some scraped knees, and those are terrible. They're not good. Wish you could have fewer of them, but you can do this. You can make it through.